Assalamualaikum and hello. We are from Group AS1142E12 and we're presenting about antibiotic and heavy metals. We start for the first topic is antibiotic and then heavy metals. I'll begin by explaining what is antibiotic. Antibiotic is a substance produced by microorganism but in a small amount to inhibit another microorganism. So how does this antibiotic works? First, they will disrupt cell wall synthesis, and then they interfere with the cell membrane functions. Next, they inhibit protein synthesis or interfere with its completions. And then they disrupt the functioning of nucleic acid. Last, they interrupt selected metabolic pathway. I can say that antibiotic functions by stopping essential bacterial functions. They eliminate the bacteria or prevent it from growing.
Next, we move to classification of antibiotic. Antibiotic can be divided into two classes based on their mechanism of action. The first one is bactericidal antibiotic kills bacteria, and the second one is bacteriostatic antibiotic inhibit their growth or reproduction. Next, when to take the antibiotic? Always take the entire course of antibiotic as directed by doctor, even though you may feel better before your medicine is entirely gone. If an antibiotic is stopped in mid-course, germs or bacteria may be partially treated and not completely killed, and bacteria may then become resistant to the antibiotic. It is important to take antibiotic in the correct way. If you do not, this may reduce how well they work.
So, what do antibiotics treat? Antibiotics only treat or prevent certain infections caused by bacteria. Antibiotics also attack aerobic and anaerobic bacteria. Antibiotics treat life-threatening conditions caused by bacteria. Lastly, antibiotics are not effective against virus. What are the side effects of antibiotic? First, diarrhea, bloating and indigestion, abdominal pain, loss of appetite, being sick or feeling sick, itchy skin rash, coughing, and life-threatening allergic reactions.
Antibiotic resistance is the ability of bacteria to resist the effects of antibiotic, rendering them ineffective in treating bacterial infections. It occurs when bacteria adapt to the use of antibiotics. They develop a mechanism to block the drug or by modifying the genetic makeup to become resistant. Here how the picture antibiotics resistance happen. There are a lot of germs and a few of them are resistant to antibiotics. When antibiotics kill the bacteria causing illness, they also kill a good bacteria that protecting the body from the infection. Then the antibiotic resistant bacteria grows and take over. There are also some bacteria that give their antibiotic resistance to other bacteria causing more illness. So how to overcome the antibiotic resistance? We can ask our healthcare provider about the risks and benefits of antibiotics. Never share antibiotics with others. Keep vaccinated up to date. Take care of hygiene and sanitation. Not use the leftover antibiotics and follow prescribed antibiotics regimen. How to overcome antibiotic resistance as health worker? First, we can promote appropriate use of antibiotics, advocate for antibiotic stewardship, for infection prevention and control measures, and support effort to develop new antibiotics and alternative treatment for a bacterial infection. Lastly, stay informed and educate their patients.
What are heavy metals? Unfortunately, no, I'm not talking about the rock genre. I'm talking about the natural occurring elements that have a high atomic weight and a density 5 times greater than water. It can also have effects on human health and the environment. Sources of heavy metals are divided into two: anthropogenic sources and natural sources. Anthropogenic sources are like copper, mercury, chromium, or nickel, which are used in fertilizers, coal combustion, steel industries, or surgical instruments, while natural sources are from weathering of minerals, forest fires, particles released by vegetation, and volcanic eruptions. Why heavy metals are a concern? They have toxic effects on human and the environment. They can undergo biomagnification in food chains. They are heavy metal pollutions that can result in significant economic costs, can accumulate in the tissues of organisms and cause damage to internal organs and physiological functions. and have long-term effects on human health and the environment. That's all for the presentation. Now we will move on to a short skit on heavy metal awareness.
Hey, since you are here, I want to ask, have you ever heard about the contaminated heavy metal in this area?
No, I haven't heard about that before. What happened?
Apparently, some factories have been dumping waste in the river, and it's dominated the water supply with heavy metals. I am really worried about my health since I live near the river.
That's really concerning. Have you noticed any symptoms or anything?
For now, not yet, but I am planning to go to meet the doctor. Do you want to follow?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
What brings you in today?
Like this, doctor, I'm concerned about the possible heavy metal exposure since I live in a contaminated area. I'm really worried the effect that it could give to my health.
I see. Have you noticed any symptoms?
For now, not yet. But honestly, I'm not sure what to look out for.
Well, heavy metal exposure can have a range of symptoms depending on the type of metal and the level of exposure. Common symptoms can include fatigue, headache, muscle ache, and nausea. I recommend we run some tests to check your heavy metal levels and see if there's any cause for concern. Let me schedule a session for you with the toxicologist.
Sure.
Bring the toxicologist into my office, please.
Yes, coming. Perfect timing.
Hello, I'm the designer with toxicologist. I hope you have a question when it comes to heavy metals.
Hello, I'm the patient.
Yes, that's correct. We were just discussing running some tests to check the heavy metal levels.
That's a good start. Depending on the result, you will want to consider the chelation therapy to remove an excess of heavy metals from the body.
Chelation therapy? Let's start!
It's a treatment that involves using medication to remove the heavy metals in the body and help remove fat cells, the urine or feces. It's often used for people who have been exposed to high level of heavy metals. Excuse me, can I ask a question? I overheard you talking about heavy metal exposure. I'm also concerned because I have a baby at home. Could heavy metal ever hurt me?
Yes, heavy metal exposure can be especially dangerous for young children and infants. Their developing brains and bodies are more susceptible to the harmful effects of heavy metals. I recommend we run some tests for your baby as well, just to be safe.
Ooh, that's concerning. Is there anything we can do to protect ourselves in the meantime?
Yes, there are some steps you can take to reduce your risk of heavy metals exposure. For example, you can avoid consuming food or water that have contaminated, and you can also wear protective gear if you work in this industry that involves heavy metal exposure.
And as for treatment, if we do find that you have high levels of heavy metal, we may recommend chelation therapy or other treatments, depending on the type and level of exposure.
Thanks for the information. It is very helpful. And what to look out for